Hello friends, welcome back to VOWIAS. Welcome to the discussion on daily MCQ. Today is 22nd of March 2022 and now we are going to discuss 5 MCQs based on the current affairs. तो चलिए शुरू करते हैं. But before we begin, a small information. The PDF of the discussion will be available in our Telegram channel. The Telegram channel details are there in the description. You can go and download it from there. Now let's look at the first question. The term Western Texas Intermediate, sometimes found in news, refers to the grade of A. Crude oil, B. Bullion, C. Rare earth metals and D. Uranium. You have to choose the correct option. This is a previous year 2020 CSE question and the correct option is A. Crude oil. So Western Texas Intermediate is a grade of crude oil. Recently US announced banning of the import of Russian oil, the liquefied natural gas and coal to the country. So that's why this was in news. West Texas Intermediate, which is a particular grade of crude oil, is the underlying commodity of oil futures contract of the New York Mercantile Exchange. Brent crude, Dubai crude and WTI crude are the three major benchmarks in the pricing of oils in the global market. Now let's look at the next question. The second question. Exercise LAMITIYE 2022, which was in news recently, is a joint exercise between the armies of India and A. Japanese Army, B. Seychelles Defence Forces, C. Indonesian Army and D. Mongolian Army. You have to choose the correct option. The correct option is B. Seychelles Defence Forces SDF. So recently the 9th military exercise LAMITIYE 2022 between the Indian Army and the Seychelles Defence Forces is being conducted at Seychelles Defence Academy, Seychelles, from 22nd of March to 31st of March. That's why this was the news. Since 2001, Seychelles has hosted exercise LAMITIYE, which is the biennial training exercise. That means one training exercise in every 2 years. Exercise LAMITIYE with Seychelles is crucial and significant in terms of security challenges faced by both the nations in the context of the current global situation and growing security concerns in the Indian Ocean region. And the goal of the exercise is to share experiences gained during the various operations during the hostile forces in semi-urban environment and enhance the capability to conduct the joint exercises, joint operations. Now let's go to the third question. So recently there was a news regarding the Boma Technique for capturing and translocating the spotted deer. It was used for the first time in which of the following sites? A. Corbett National Park, B. Sariska National Park, C. Keolades National Park and D. Kuno Palpur Wildlife Sanctuary. You have to choose the correct option. And the correct option is C. Keolades National Park. As you know, Kuno is in Madhya Pradesh, Corbett is in UP. And coming to this Keolades, so recently the Boma Technique has been used for the first time in the Keolades National Park in Rajasthan. So Keolades is in Rajasthan for capturing and translocating the spotted deer to the Mukundra Hills Tiger Reserve. The Boma capturing technique is popular in Africa, which involves luring of animal into an enclosure by chasing them through the funnel-like fencing. This funnel taper into an animal section come loading chute supported with grass mats and grass nets to make it opaque for the animal, which are herded into the large vehicle and then transported to another location. This transfer will lead to herbivores population in the Mukundra Hills Tiger Reserve ahead of the proposed shifting of 2 tigers to Mukundra. So this is the thing about this Boma technique. Now let's look at the next question, the fourth question. So you might be hearing about this daylight savings technique. Your friends and all who will be in US will talk about this daylight savings technique. So that's why this was in news, and that's why we have given this question. In fact, first one, DST, the daylight savings technique, is a practice of resetting clocks ahead by an hour in spring and behind by an hour in autumn. Second one, India does not follow daylight savings time. You have to choose the correct option. A 1 only, B 2 only, C both 1 and 2 and D neither 1 nor 2. You have to choose the correct option and the correct option is C both 1 and 2. Recently, US anonymously passed law making the DST permanent, scrapping the biannual practice of putting clocks forward and back coinciding with the arrival and departure of winter. So actually what is this is this is daylight saving time is the practice of resetting clock ahead by an hour in spring and behind by an hour in autumn during these 3 months so that the current can be saved, the electricity can be saved. During these 3 months, the countries that follow this system get an extra hour of daylight in the evening because the spring to fall cycle is opposite in the northern and southern hemispheres. DST lasts from March to October, November in Europe and the US and from September to October in New Zealand and Australia. India does not follow any daylight saving time. The countries near the equator do not experience high variation in daytime between the seasons. DST is meant to save energy and means longer evening daytime. Individuals will complete their daily work routines an hour earlier, and extra hour of daylight means or is supposed to mean a lower consumption of energy. This is also a disadvantage of DST, which includes disruption of the body clock and cardiac rhythm. So that's why this was in news, and that's why this is important for us also to know. Okay, now let's move on to the next question. The fifth question. Consider the following statements with respect to the Mahila Kisan Sakshikar Pariyojana. First one, the Mahila Kisan Sakshikar Pariyojana aims to improve the skills and capabilities of women in agriculture to support farm and non-farm based activities. Second one, it is a subcomponent of the Deen Dayal Antyodaya Yojana, National Rural Livelihood Mission. And third one, Niti Aayog act as project implementing agency for MKSP. Which of the following are correct? A 1 and 2, B 2, C 3, and D 1, 2 and 3. You have to choose the correct option. And the correct option is A 1 and 2. This is the correct option. So in order to familiarize women with the latest technique in agriculture and allied sectors, training has been imparted to the women farmers under the schemes of Ministry of Agriculture and Farmer Welfare and the Ministry of Rural Development. The Ministry of Rural Development started this scheme to provide facilities to the women farmers, and MKSP is a subcomponent of the Deen Dayal Antyodaya Yojana, National Rural Livelihood Mission, which is implemented since 2011. The primary objective is to empower women by giving them more knowledge and systematic investment to enhance their participation and create sustainable livelihood for rural women. It recognizes Mahila as Kisan and strives to build capacity of women in the domain of agroecologically sustainable practices. And these are the various objectives, like to create sustainable agricultural livelihood for women, to enhance women participation in a productive manner, to enhance marginal capacities of women, to improve the skills and capabilities of women, to enable women to have better access to inputs and services, to improve the capacities of women in agriculture to access to resources of institutions. And the implementation, if you see, it is by the State Rural Livelihood Mission. Okay, so these are the questions, 5 questions of the day. And before I leave a small information, we are providing Vision summaries, Vision Prelims Test Series summary, Vision Monthly Magazine summary, and Vision Mains Test Series summary. You can subscribe and get all of these 3 summaries at a very minimal cost of 2060 rupees for old students and 2330 rupees for new students. You can contact us via Telegram. All the details are given in the Telegram channel itself. If you have any issues, you can get back to us. You can check the quality of these summaries even in the Telegram. When the exam is approaching, what we need to do is maximum revision, and for these things will definitely help you. So that's it guys from our side. I'll see you again tomorrow with 5 more MCQs. Till then, keep studying and stay tuned. Jai Hind.